The silent killer: how managed services lock you into high AWS costs. The managed trap. It starts innocently enough. You use AWS RDS because you don't want to manage MySQL backups. Then you use Lambda because serverless is the future. Before you know it, your entire architecture is built on proprietary AWS APIs like DynamoDB, SQS, and Kinesis. This is the managed service lock-in. While these services provide convenience at the start, they become a financial, silent killer as you scale. In this article, we'll explore how moving 50% of our stack to SurferCloud helped us break free from this trap and reclaim our architectural sovereignty. Get started. SurferCloud, Cloud Computing Services. The math of the premium. Let's look at the numbers. An AWS RDS instance typically costs 30% to 50% more than the equivalent EC2 instance. You are paying that premium for automated backups and patching. At a small scale, that's $50 per month, no big deal. But when your database requires 64 GB of RAM and high-speed NVMe storage, that 50% premium starts to represent thousands of dollars per month. On SurferCloud, we adopted a different philosophy: high-performance compute plus open-source automation. By using SurferCloud U-host instances and managing our databases with tools like Ansible or Kubernetes, we eliminated the managed service markup entirely. Portability is power. The greatest danger of AWS managed services isn't just the price, it's the inability to leave. If your code is written specifically for AWS Lambda and DynamoDB, moving to another provider requires a total rewrite. By migrating our services to SurferCloud, we forced ourselves to use standard Linux environments and Docker containers. Instead of SQS, we use RabbitMQ. Instead of Elasticache, we run Redis on uhost. Instead of Lambda, we use lightweight Kubernetes nodes. The result? Our stack is now provider agnostic. We can run on SurferCloud, on-prem, or even back on AWS if we wanted to, though with these prices, we won't. This portability gives us immense leverage in price negotiations and disaster recovery planning. Scaling without fear. When you use AWS managed services, your bill scales linearly, or sometimes exponentially, with your traffic. On SurferCloud, because we own the virtual metal uhost, we can optimize our resource usage. We can tune the OS kernel, choose our own file systems, and squeeze every bit of performance out of the hardware. We found that we could handle 3x the traffic on SurferCloud compared to our AWS managed setup, simply because we had the freedom to optimize the software for the hardware. Final thoughts. Managed services are like a high-interest loan. They give you capital, time, today, but they charge you a fortune tomorrow. By shifting our muscle to SurferCloud, we paid off that debt. We now have a faster, cheaper, and more flexible infrastructure that belongs to us, not Amazon.